Your favorite marmalade-loving bear is heading back into theaters, but is it Paddington's of fun? We'll tell you right now on ScreenJunkies News. I'm Dan Murrell.
I'm Roth Cornet, and I am an emphatic yes to that quip.
Paddington's of fun?
Paddington's of fun.
Yes, Paddington 2 hitting theaters in the U.S. This is a movie that's been out pretty much around the world since last year. We're kind of the last people to get to see it, which is a real shame because this is a really fun movie.
It's a really fun movie, and it is a bit of a shame. I think it's coming out, though I will say this, at a good time for the film.
Yeah.
Because if it had come out, it feels like a holiday movie, and it's a family film. It's very heartwarming. It's very charming. If it had come out in competition with Last Jedi and Jumanji
Coco.
and Coco, I think that this just sort of completely fallen away here. So I'm actually glad that it's coming out here at this time. So you guys have been lucky enough to enjoy the charming, adorable bear that is Paddington for a long time before we have. I think anybody who watches this channel knows that I've been an advocate for people seeing Paddington, the first film, which was a surprise for me. I wasn't going in expecting it to be very good. I ended up being utterly delighted, and I was worried that this would have the sequel fall off and they would just go into repeat mode, but it felt like they really had established the bonds in the characters and they went further with them. And Hugh Grant, man, what a standout.
Hugh Grant, great supporting performance. I like that they added him into this because it was a different flavor than they had in the first one. This is what I like about this. I saw the first Paddington movie the other night before I saw this one, and then I watched this one. And what I love about both of these movies is it's so rare to find a kids movie that treats kids like kids, but not like idiots.
Yes.
And I feel like so many kids films treat kids like morons. Like, listen, kid, sit down and watch these lights and these sounds, and the story doesn't really matter. We're just going to yell and scream a lot and have these big frenetic action sequences and, you know, just whatever. Mom has to, or dad has to go and do something for an hour and a half and just put you down in front of the TV and just be entertained. This is a really fun movie, and it's made for kids, but it's also enjoyable for adults. And you can tell that it is for a children's audience, but it treats them like people and not like morons, which so many kids movies do.
They do. And I think Joe Starr actually made a good point the other day, which is that I think you have to take things in the context that they're in, right?
Yeah.
This is a family film. It's certainly not, though it is nominated for a BAFTA, notably.
A few, yeah, I think.
Yeah, so this is a family film, and it's lives within that genre, but it does what it's aiming to do very well. It's incredibly well constructed. It's well directed. Paddington, just in terms of the rendering of the bear, is pretty phenomenal. That's a piece that I think people don't pay enough attention to.
Yeah.
You really, this bear emotes, you emotionally relate. Look at those eyes. I mean, that's beautiful work that's being done. And in the trailers, I don't think it necessarily captures it, because I remember when I saw the first ones, I worried that it was going to sort of be uncanny valley, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And these characters, each character is so rich and distinct. They're a bit broad because it is for children, right?
But it's not insulting.
But it's not insultingly so. Hugh Grant is this very big diva-esque actor, and he has several scenes in which he's working on, this is not a spoiler, he's working on a one-man show, and he has to kind of talk to himself. And it reminds you of how good Hugh Grant is as an actor.
Nicole Kidman was kind of the villain in the first movie and knew what the movie was, and she was like super evil and didn't play it campy, but played a good children's villain. Evil, but not like, you know, method scary.
Yeah.
And Hugh Grant is in the same way. He's kind of this caricature of a character, but it's like, it could have been so broad that you're like, oh, Hugh.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And instead, it's like he's having fun. The rest of the cast is having fun. Sally Hawkins, who's in The Shape of Water, is probably going to be an Oscar nominee. Hugh Bonneville, Peter Capaldi, Brendan Gleeson. It's like all of these great. It's kind of like it's like the Harry Potter children's franchises. All of these great British actors that just kind of pop up. Some of them in big roles, some of them in little roles, and it's, you know, you love to see these faces, and everyone's having a good time, and it's just a really good time at the movies, and it's not cynical, and it doesn't feel like it's been market tested to death. What are the plushes going to be? What are the, you know, it's like there's this cute little bear, and they write a nice story around it, and it's, you know, got themes of family, and it's just a nice, good movie.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, it's to your point that the script itself, on the page, the story is strong enough that it attracted these actors, and it's sort of after the success of the first film, anybody that was joining it, like Hugh Grant, knew it was going to be good. But the first film also stacked, and come back again. Hugh Bonneville is in, and Sally Hawkins, as you say. Like this is a really, really, really strong acting ensemble, and they operate as an ensemble. Though Hugh Grant, sort of is a bit of a scene stealer here and there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when Hugh Bonneville and Sally Hawkins are together, I mean, this is a relationship that you want to believe in because it's not necessarily perfect, but it is heartwarming because it's imperfect, right?
Right.
Like, to your point, they're not saccharine. Saccharine feels cynical to me.
It feels gloopy and just like, oh, we're gonna try to make you cry.
Yeah,
and it's not that.
It's not doing that. It's got sweet lessons from his Aunt Lucy that Paddington is giving unto the world, and he's just a bear that can bring light to anyone he comes across, and that's what this movie is about. He can bring out the light in them.
Yeah.
And that's really what almost anyone he comes across.
Yeah.
That's really what this movie is about. And I think to strike that tone and not go into saccharine is a pretty remarkable achievement.
Yeah. Fun, sweet, funny. If you have kids, I think the kids are going to love it. If you don't have kids, I think you'll still like it. It's just a kind of fun little romp. Yeah. So I think even if it just seems like something that you might want to check out, do it. Yeah. I recommend it. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was good. I thought it was fun. I think it'll be even better if you have kids. Show them something worthwhile. Show them something that is made for them but doesn't insult them. I can't that for sure. I would recommend that because there's going to be a lot of kids movies coming out this year. I'm sure that are going to do the same thing that so many other ones do, which is just like, well, shut up, you little cretins, and watch this for 90 minutes. That's not what this movie is, and I liked it so much more, even better because of that.
I would say check out if you haven't seen it yet, check out the first Paddington and see if you like that. If you like that, this is more of that. It's not the same story, but they're able to further expand this world. If you like the first one, you'll probably like this one. There's not a lot of great movies coming out in theaters in January. Yeah. This is one that's really good, but there's probably a lot of really great ones that you could check out that are still out in theaters if a family film just isn't for you. If a family film is at all for you, this is a really good one.
Yeah.
So I recommend Paddington, as I have repeatedly over the last couple of weeks.
2 paws up.
2 paws up. Yes to Paddington. If you do see it, let us know what you think in the comments below, and we will see you soon.
Very soon. More reviews coming out.